December 2024, a month that saw the arrival of the Absolute Universe in DC Comics. Absolute Wonder Woman is shaking up the comic world, and we've got all the details you need, from the creative team behind it to the stunning artwork and the market impact. Stay tuned as we unravel why this comic book is a must-read and how it's changing the game for DC Comics. Citizens of Gateway City are shocked to find a massive pyramid hovering over the city. As news crews gather to report, thousands of terrifying monsters emerge and wreak havoc across the city. Suddenly, a hero flies through the air on a skeleton Pegasus, wielding a massive blade that slices through the invading horde with ease. Through a series of flashbacks, we learn this hero, this woman, was raised in hell itself by the outcast Circe, abandoned by the gods to spend an eternity in hell. At first reluctant to raise the child, Circe grows to love and care for her as she grows into womanhood. Meanwhile, this new hero of Gateway City informs the local army to prepare for the worst, as these demons are only the beginning. When a massive alpha demon emerges from the pyramid, our hero confronts it and swears that she will defend Gateway City to her last breath, for her name is Diana of Themyscira, last of the Amazons, daughter of Circe, princess of Hell, witch of the Wild Isle. This is Absolute Wonder Woman. This issue was written by Kelly Thompson. Thompson is best known for writing Gem and the Holograms comic with co-creator and artist Sophie Campbell, a modern reimagining of the 1980s cartoon of the same name. Thompson also wrote the Eisner-nominated Marvel comic Hawkeye with artist Leonardo Romero and Captain Marvel with artist Carmen Carnero. In late 2023, Thompson began work on Birds of Prey Volume 5 for DC. Hayden Sherman penciled and inked this issue. Sherman co-created a handful of independent titles such as The Few, Cold War, and Wasted Space. Hayden has worked on Detective Comics, Predator vs. Wolverine, and Batman Urban Legends. Sherman has illustrated for many companies such as Marvel, DC, IDW, Image, and Dark Horse. Jordi Belair colored Sherman's work. Belair is an Eisner and Ringo-winning colorist, best known for her work on Birds of Prey, The Nice House on the Lake, Batman, and many others. She has worked on Buffy the Vampire Slayer and The Adventures of Young Diana for DC. Belair is credited with starting the Comics Are For Everybody initiative to make the comic book community more inclusive and compassionate. Becca Carey is a celebrated letterer and artist whose work spans some of the most iconic comics in the industry. Her lettering credits include Action Comics, Absolute Superman, Batgirls, and Radiant Black, showcasing her versatility and precision. As an artist, she contributed striking illustrations to titles like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, delivering evocative visuals that resonate with fans. Known for her ability to seamlessly enhance storytelling through design, Carey has established herself as a creative force in comics. Her portfolio highlights a dedication to craftsmanship, earning her recognition and respect as one of the industry's premier lettering and artistic talents. Speaking exclusively to Read the Freaking Comics, she talks about this issue. It's a book I'm incredibly proud to work on, and it's safe to say that everyone involved is putting their heart and soul into it. So it's really nice that people can see that. Chris Conroy is a seasoned editor at DC Comics. He started his tenure at DC Comics in 2005 as an editorial administration operations coordinator in the New York City offices. He transitioned into editorial roles in 2008, advancing from assistant editor to editor and then to senior editor. Under his leadership, notable projects have included titles like Poison Ivy, Circle of Life and Death, Martian Manhunter, and Wonder Woman. Throughout his career, Conroy has been involved in numerous comic book projects, contributing to the development and success of various series and imprints within DC Comics. Ash Padilla is an assistant editor at DC Comics, specializing in the Black Label imprint. In this role, they assist in the production and editorial process, ensuring that comic books are created and prepared for print. Before joining DC Comics, Padilla earned a degree in art from Miami University. Padilla's journey reflects a commitment to the comic book industry and a dedication to bringing compelling stories to readers. The action in this issue takes place in Gateway City, the traditional home base for Wonder Woman since Wonder Woman 101 in 1995. Originally, she lived in Washington, D.C., and then post-crisis reboot in Boston. But in 1995, John Byrne moved Diana Prince to the fictional Gateway City, intended as a stand-in for San Francisco. It was there Diana worked at an ancient history museum. Later, heroes like the Spectre and Mr. Terrific would operate out of Gateway City. The woman who raised Diana in hell is Circe. Circe is a legendary sorceress from the Greek mythology who traditionally acts as a supervillain and enemy to Wonder Woman. Immortal and undying, she is a centuries-old enchantress with goddess-level powers. She has also been a member of the Injustice Gang and the Injustice League Dark. Did you know that Lorelei Circe was portrayed by Joan Collins in the 1966 Batman show? Circe was voiced by Anya Kalotra in DC Studios' recent Creature Commandos. Circe was first adapted for DC Comics by Robert Kanigher and Harry G. Peter, debuting in Wonder Woman number 37. In this issue, Diana uses the Athena Blade, a massive weapon similar to something out of the Final Fantasy series. Writer Kelly Thompson explained that it was chosen not because it was cool, but because it was the right tool for the job. A giant sword for a giant enemy. The other biggest change is in the form of her lasso. No longer a golden lasso enchanted by Aphrodite, this one glows red and burns those it binds. The lasso's power intensifies with the sins of those ensnared, so the more evil someone is, the more they will burn. In DC, hell is an alternate plane of reality, traditionally accessible only by those of demonic heritage, beings of a higher order, and those whose souls have been barred from entering the gates of either heaven or purgatory. Absolute Wonder Woman crashes onto the scene with an attitude and ferocity to match. This is something completely new. A Wonder Woman stripped of her traditional upbringing on Themyscira, a literal paradise. Here, Wonder Woman has had to survive the most harsh conditions and with an entirely different mentor in the form of Circe. She may be stripped of her moral compass and sense of fair play, but in its place is a ferocious warrior witch who takes no prisoners and gives no quarter. What Kelly Thompson has done here with Absolute Wonder Woman number 1 is to give us an answer to the question, what if Wonder Woman gave into her warrior side 100% by giving her a questionable, if not completely willing, mother figure in the form of Circe, an Amazon warrior in her own right? Formed in Circe's image, Wonder Woman uses magic as easily as she would any weapon, and indeed does seem to conjure weapons out of thin air. Thompson had a ton to accomplish here in issue 1. Establish a main storyline, introduce the main character to the audience, and provide a backstory, all while pushing the story along. This is no simple task. Hayden Sherman and Jordie Bellaire make for a wonderful team as the imagery and colors are glorious to behold. The crimson hues and purple touches really do the comic justice. A cave in hell never looked so good. Seeing as this comic is new, prices can vary depending on the cover and variant. I am seeing the standard cover selling for $12 on eBay, but the Jim Lee black and white virgin cardstock variant cover is selling for as high as $135. I am also seeing a 9.8 quality slab selling for $70. This issue was the 5th highest selling comic in 2024, coupled with DC's 2 other absolute titles, Batman and Superman, made the top 5 list no less than 8 times. Absolute Batman was the top selling title of the year, while Ultimate Spider-Man number 1 and the Absolute Superman and Wonder Woman round up the top 5. In addition to DC beating Marvel for the best-selling comic of the year, market trends show DC gaining significant ground in market share. According to the Q4 2024 Comic Store Market Share Report from ICV2, Marvel's share dropped from 39.9 in Q3 to 33.3. Meanwhile, DC Comics experienced a nearly equivalent rise, climbing to 26.9, suggesting that Marvel's loss became DC's gain. Overall, 2024 was a standout year for DC in solidifying its position in the comic industry. That said, Marvel remains strong, but it will be fascinating to see if these trends continue to favor DC moving forward. In terms of titles, Marvel dominated with 32 titles in the top 50, while DC trailed with 11. Image, IDW, and Dynamite round out the top 50. After concluding their Absolute Power storyline in October, DC premiered their all-in titles, Absolute Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, giving these heroes different backstories from the ones you know. The premise worked, and due to massive hype, these titles sold out quickly, making DC the standout winner for 2024 in the eyes of fans. Propped by this interest, DC has plans to introduce Absolute Flash, Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter in 2025. Modern single-issue comics tend not to have ads. Publishers typically use the intended ad space to promote other titles. But why has the practice of placing ads in comics fallen out of favor? There are 2 main reasons: volume and return. With the growth in popularity of graphic novels and trade paperbacks, many fans do not buy single-issue comics anymore. This leads to companies no longer being interested in advertising in them. They prefer to spend advertising on things that younger people like and to which have a lot more viewers. This week, I wanted to highlight a comic shop out of the West Coast as close to the fictional Gateway City as possible. I found a small part of San Diego called Gateway, and a local comic shop called Now or Never Comics. If you're ever in the area, check them out at 1055 F Street, San Diego, or visit them at nowornevercomics.com. Thanks for checking out this video. If you want to see more, please hit like and subscribe. If you have suggestions for comics you want me to deep dive into, please leave a comment below. Please help and support real artists. AI is great for a lot of things, but not for creating art and replacing artists. Thank you.